Excited about airsoft? Hit the like button and comment to join other airsofters in the conversation. What's up, airsofters? It isn't every day we get to review an M4 AEG on this channel. But before you destroy your keyboards, and despite the M4's reputation for being commonplace, this one right here in front of me is anything but prosaic. To those in the know, particularly about the brand behind these beauties, the logo says it all. Spikes Tactical. You may know them for initially producing several of the intricately designed and incredibly cool Sharps Bros receivers, like the Hellbreaker and the Warthog. It's a testament to the level of quality and attention to detail that Spikes Tactical can produce. And Spikes also has their own line of high-quality receivers, handguards, and complete rifles. So, if you're looking for an M4, there's no better option than the offerings from Spikes Tactical themselves. The details, construction quality, and fine-tuned performance of the well-known Spikes Tactical line of M4s are replicated beautifully here in the all-new EMG Helios Spikes Tactical AEG series. But before we dive too deep into these babies specifically, let's take a look at how they arrive in the box. First, of course, we're presented with a matte gray cardboard box, much like many other AEGs, except this one is emblazoned with Spikes Tactical's logo and really cool spider design feature. Upon opening the cover, we're presented with our Spikes Tactical model of choice, which is, in this case, the Spikes Tactical SBR. Cushioned safely on all sides by open cell polyurethane foam, and also inside is included the 150-round mid-capacity magazine, a certificate of authenticity and license, a small bag of BBs, and a hex key to be used in conjunction with the QBS system. More on that later. Starting all the way up at the muzzle end, you get the airsoft version of the Spikes Tactical R2 brake, and in my opinion, it's a really cool looking brake as well as being functional. The real R2, not the airsoft one. This one's just for styling, but it looks so good. Just behind the muzzle brake are three different available lengths of M4 outer barrel. Surrounding that outer barrel is a Spikes Tactical CRR M-LOK rail, which has a lot of subtle features that you might easily overlook, but are certainly worth pointing out. Features like the thoughtfully included forward and aft QD sling points are nice, but obvious. Chamfers and cuts made all over the rail are not so obvious, but are really nice and important when you're going for the lightest rail possible. The strategic cuts done to the handguard replicate those on the real CRR handguard, known for its excellent heat ventilation and superior weight reduction. Even the top of the rail has ports in it. Each hole means less weight. Less weight means a lighter AEG, and this rail is just about as lightweight a rail as you can get away with, but still be rock solid. It's a design Spikes prides themselves on, and it's as comfortable as it is functional, and as functional as it is cool. Now, like I mentioned with the barrel, there are three lengths available in the Spikes lineup. The PDW with a rail length of 7 inches and a barrel length of 9.5 inches. The SBR, which we have here, with a rail length of 10 inches and a barrel length of 12.5. And the Carbine with a rail length of 13 inches and a barrel length of 16 inches. Carbine, whatever. The SBR variant, which I have here, comes in either 350 or 400 FPS max versions. Moving back to the receiver, we're presented with a Spikes forged style upper and lower. Full metal and emblazoned with a very cool looking laser engraved Spikes spider emblem, this receiver also has true to real features like the bullet pictogram, selector markings, and even KNS style anti-rotation pins, which are functional. Attached to the receiver is a full metal 6-position buffer tube, or receiver extension. Riding on this is one of our favorite stocks from the CYMA lineup. It's a crane-style stock with plenty of space on the sides for nunchuck-style batteries, and has an easy-to-access rear compartment, provided with this toolless release lever. You might also notice the knurling on the castle nut up here. This isn't just for styling. This has been done as part of CYMA's QBS system, allowing for toolless quick spring changes. Toolless with regard to getting to the QBS system. And thankfully they've provided in the box the Allen key to remove the spring guide itself. But the whole system is very, very easy to use. It doesn't require removing the gearbox from the body. In terms of ergonomics, controls, and layout, this is of course an M4, a familiar ergonomic grip, 180-degree sweep select fire switch, a single-sided magazine release, and for adjusting the hop-up, pulling back on the charging handle opens the dust cover and locks the imitation bolt in place, allowing you to adjust the rotary-style hop-up. Just hit the bolt release, close your dust cover, you're ready to go. Perhaps my favorite part of these Spikes Tactical AEGs is the trigger. Now it's a pretty standard M4 shape, but thanks to the included MOSFET and ETU, the trigger is snappy, almost clicky. It really is rewarding to snap off a few well-placed rapid airsoft shots. But to get an even better picture of the performance, accuracy, and magazine compatibility, we'll need to head to the range. Out at the range, our FPS test showed an average of just about 320 FPS and about 26 rounds per second on full auto in the PDW configuration, which is the shortest in the lineup, and about 380 feet per second and about 22 rounds per second on full auto in its carbine configuration, being the longest in the group. Now both lengths were tested using 0.20 gram BBs and a Matrix 11.1 volt 1200 milliamp LiPo battery. In our distance and accuracy test, the longest Spikes Tactical M4 was able to land most of the shots on our 6-inch plate and placed a nice tight grouping on our Evike professional silhouette target at 50 feet. The shortest version, the 10-inch SBR, performed equally well at 50 feet, but out at the 100-foot mark, we really started to see the difference in barrel lengths. The full-length carbine was still able to hit the 6-inch plate a handful of times and again placed a decent-sized grouping on our silhouette target, whereas the SBR struggled a bit to land hits on the plate at that distance. Thankfully though, the silhouette target was no problem at all for the shorter barrel at farther distances. We did notice with all of the models that 0.25 gram BBs seem to be at the upper limit of the hop-up range's adjustment. Now this can be addressed with an upgraded hop-up unit, bucking, and nub, which are all available on our website. These parts, along with an upgraded barrel, would certainly net you improved accuracy and distance. And since at 22 to 26 rounds per second on full auto, these things are already chainsaws. Imagine a more accurate chainsaw. Yes. Imagine a scalpel. Imagine a chainsaw with scalpel blades. That's what we're talking about here. At this point, we tested for mag fitment and compatibility. Here's what we found. The Spikes Tactical M4 receivers worked with every mag we tested, so we're pleased to say that the chances are very high that the mags you may already own should work well with this platform, including box and drum magazines. Which is great, because these things are chainsaws with scalpel blades on them. The insides of the Spikes Tactical M4s are just as impressive and well built as the externals. The gearbox is a CYMA Platinum version 2 setup, which is one of the best out-of-the-box systems on the market today. Let's take a look at the parts that make up the system and you'll see what I mean. Starting off with the inner barrel and hop-up chamber, the barrel is a standard AEG spec with a standard bucking, and the hop-up chamber is a rotary style design made from metal. Getting into the gearbox, the piston is polymer with a full metal rack of teeth. The second tooth has been shaved down a bit to help prevent premature engagement. The piston head is really nice, made of aluminum, and it has 2 O-rings and a ported, mushroom-shaped face. There's also a thrust bearing inside the piston which helps mitigate spring binding. The cylinder is ported, and the cylinder head is aluminum, again with 2 O-rings, and is shaped to receive the mushroom-shaped piston head. The nozzle is polymer and does not have an O-ring. All of the compression parts together offer decent performance with only a little bit of leakage. Now this can be addressed by using a nozzle with an O-ring, but compression out of the box is commendable. The gears are 13:1 ratio and have been short stroked by 4 teeth. This is a huge part of what gives these AEGs their impressive rate of fire and snappy trigger response. These gears ride on 8mm bearings and are spun by a very torquey long type motor. The gearbox shell has been reinforced near the front, which means that the tappet plate needs to be profiled accordingly. Lastly, there's CYMA's MOSFET and ETU, which are decent out of the box and are responsible for the very responsive trigger. For those looking to drop in aftermarket parts, this gearbox is set up to receive the vast majority of version 2 compatible upgrades, so the sky is the limit for performance possibilities. With the vast array of M4 AEG options on the market, it can be difficult for any one group to stand out from the crowd. But the Spikes Tactical line of M4 AEGs stands out for their fine attention to detail and purposeful features that make them lightweight and highly maneuverable. These gorgeous AEGs make for fantastic primary platforms that are designed to impress. You can find all of the Spikes Tactical M4 AEGs on our website right here at Evike.com and all of their FPS and barrel length configurations. Thanks for watching. Want even more Airsoft content? Hit the subscribe button and click the bell notification icon. Follow us on Instagram and join our Facebook for epic weekly giveaways. But to get an even better picture of the performance, accuracy, and magazine compatibility, we'll need to head to the range. All right.